So today I'm co-hosting this show with a very special guest. That is Dr. Anjana Anil. She's a gynecologist and an obstetrician, and she has multiple degrees, you guys. It's all written on the screen, and you can take a look at it. And she is working as a medical director in Unitas Hospital, that is in ECR. It's a new branch. You guys should totally check it out. And she's an amazing doctor, and also I was one of her patients. So here she is to Anshna, doctor.
Hi.
Hi, welcome, welcome to the show.
You're no less. I'll give you the introduction. She's Ria Rachel. You're a fashion designer. You're a fashion stylist
As
also,
well,
right?
yes,
I
yes.
remember you styling some pretty big stars, some cricketers. Can I tell the name? Any controversy?
I think so, yeah, no problem.
Okay. She has styled Sai Sudishan and Washington Sundar also.
Yeah.
Those pictures were amazing actually.
Thank you.
And she also released a book which she designed, this memory book for babies. She gifted me one. It was really good, classy, completely my kind, and I really thank you for that. That's Ria Rachel for you guys, women entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yeah, and a fashion designer.
Thank you. And today we are going to talk about endless topic, motherhood, postpartum, all of that like this. So many under the roof that we're going to speak about that today. And I'm sure you'll feel very valuable after listening to this. And stay tuned, and we are going to jump into the topics right away. So yeah, let's get into our main topic.
Yeah.
So we all discuss about pregnancy, about delivery, but postpartum is very less discussed, right?
Yeah.
So can we get into that topic? And I want to ask you, like, what is postpartum? Like, can you explain to us why does it happen? What happens? What's the science behind it? Can you please go ahead and
So I tell all my patients and their husband will be so prepared for delivery. They'll be going through the antenatal classes. They'll be preparing the bag. Something most of us are not prepared for is the after delivery part. And surprisingly, the after delivery part is even tougher than the delivery itself. I think you might be vouching for that now, having a child yourself. So the first 3 months especially is going to be a tough, and I'm glad that you took postpartum before even covering delivery. There are a lot of things in postpartum. The mother's hormone swings will be there. The mother has to feed the baby. There is consistency for provision to the little one. A lot of doubts in this period. And of course, the mother's body is going through a lot of pain per se. So yeah, let's discuss one by one in this session. Yeah.
Awesome. So I have a game that's prepared for you. So to understand the postpartum blues, let's play a small game. Is that fine? So the game's name is Did You Have That Too? Did that happen to you as well? So what you have to do is you have to take your cup that's here. Can you take your cup here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what you need to do is whenever I ask a question, if that happened to you, you have to take a sip. If it has not happened, then it's okay. You can leave that there. Okay. So top 8 postpartum blue moments.
Okay.
Nothing. So one is random crying for literally no reason.
I think there is no other mother in the world who will not take a sip for that. Yeah.
True. Second, Googling is this normal 100 times.
As a doctor, I think I didn't do that much. So
Okay.
I'm really against
That's
Googling.
wise. Okay, I have.
Yeah.
So, feeling guilty for needing a break.
I think the cup is not enough. I think I need a whole jar of it.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
take a big gulp.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking that, am I doing this right? Am I even doing whatever I'm doing is right? Is it wrong? What is it? Like that confusion.
I'll not take a sip on it because I think I've advised so many patients
Correct.
that you are great. I reminded that myself. So,
Yeah. As a patient, I would like to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, this is very interesting. So, did you get annoyed at your partner for just existing? Have you been like, why is he chewing like that? Why is he not throwing things there, here?
So when me and the baby are awake in the night and my husband is snoring and sleeping, I used to get so pissed off. Hey, come on, just be awake with us. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think when he comes back home and he relaxes, watches something on the TV, and I can't be around the TV because baby's there. So that time, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So also one more thing. Feeling invisible in a room full of people, has that happened?
Surprisingly, yeah, it has happened. That's because whatever it is, however important you are, as a mother and the baby, you are kept out of the room. Oh, the baby is crying. Could you just take care of the baby? Uh, Even if you are part of an important discussion, you are asked to be out of the room. So that even I have felt that, to be frank.
So
yeah.
even a doctor is no exception
Yeah,
to
even
that.
a doctor is a no exception to that.
Finally, the last question. Looking in the mirror and not recognizing yourself. Has that happened?
Yeah.
You forgot to take a sip?
Yeah. So, we tell the patients how to deal with it, but I have to tell it happened. You'll be putting on a lot of weight, you'll be having a mommy pouch, your hair will be messy, your best breast might be sagging, there'll be a lot of pain also. So, you look at the mirror, you find a different person, a matured one. I would say a beautiful one actually. So let's look into that, Heis. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for playing this game. You were fun. Your answers were amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
so even my experience, I would say that, initial 1 month was really hard for me. Hard in the sense, it was like a sudden shift. There was no baby to there is baby now. And your routines, whatever you knew is changed. Higher responsibilities. Bigger, weight of responsibility has come upon you. Everything feels new. But one thing what helped me is this too shall pass. This is a season. This is just a season where baby really needs you. Later on, baby will not have that need at all. So that's one thought that kept me going in the postpartum phase, which got me out of it. So I don't think not more than 1 month it has lasted, but there are people, there are patients, there are mothers who have gone through like really for a really longer time. So what do you advise for them? Like, for example, people have the rage, resentment, depression. They go into they spiral down into self-pity. So how to overcome it? Do you have tips? What do you tell your patients generally?
Like your experience, I see every patient deal with this. So whenever I have a visit when they come after delivery, I see a big change. I see a lot of sorrow in them, even though they have a baby. I've had experiences like 8 p.m. I get a call from ward saying that the patient is just wailing and crying. This happened, I've had a patient who has had very high BP recording. I think the patients who can recognize my patient itself can comment below. This is me, like that. She had very high BP recording for 3 days straight, and the reason just being she didn't get sleep. On the contrary, I just discharged her and asked her to text me the BP, and then when she went home and slept, her BP reduced. And there are so many cases who needed real medical help, suicidal thoughts. So the spectrum is quite huge. As a gynec, okay, I'll give 5 tips. More for husband, mother-in-law and the mother. They're the village support system around the mother, and it's not for the mother. Mother can't even think about all this. If a husband is watching it or a mother is watching it, for your daughter who has delivered, this is for you. First thing is give her that pass. Give her some time, give her some space. Do not go and tell your expertise. Do not bombard them with, I have raised this kid. I know how to raise a child, or the Google says so, or the Chat GPT says so. The husbands never take Chat GPTs in front of a wife. That's because the mother is going through a lot of emotions, hormone imbalances. She needs that time. It's okay if she messes up. It's okay if she misses something. It's completely okay. Give her a pass. Second thing is never use words like, I think your milk is insufficient. The weight of the word is very high. She's trying her best to provide for a child, and when you go and say, I think you're not providing enough, the mother is not in a state to take it. Rather, give her support systems and bring her to gynec. Let us see whether that is a real scenario, rather than you trying to bring in a scenario or putting her into unnecessary guilt. Third thing, the main major thing is let her sleep. So the baby might be requiring milk once in 3 hours or maximum 3 to 4 hours, and which means the mother doesn't get sleep more than 3 hours, and your body can't switch on and off like that. Even the mother will be, even while sleeping, she'll be seeing whether the baby is sleeping, whether the baby is even alive. So let her sleep and make sure you take the baby out and just give her some time to sleep. The fourth thing I'm going to say is kind of off the book. If she wants to watch something, if she wants to just eat something, if she wants to have a little bit of normal life, give her that. Because so much of restrictions are there. This food she has to take, this she has to avoid. She can't even watch a mobile in front of a kid. And then I see the mother break down a lot in this simple thing, you know. It's okay. The sky is not going to fall. Let her be herself. Let her have moments of that normalcy in her life and encourage her. Tell her it's okay to do it. It's okay to do whatever you want. And five is a nutrition. I'm pretty sure as a husband or a mother, people will be taking care of it. Give her good nutrition and give her good water. She might forget to take it. Just make sure that the water is there right in our hands reach. 5 tips, I think.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's good.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so apt, profound, very well said actually. It takes definitely a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
A mother cannot do it alone. But in this modern setting, what happens is, the parents take all of that responsibility on themselves. Like they don't want to depend on their mother or mother-in-law because it's the westernized form is coming, right? So probably that's why the pressure is more on the modern mothers or people who are especially living in the cities. But very well said, Dr. Anshana. Thank you so much for your information and insight into postpartum. I'm sure it has been very, very, very helpful to our audience as well. So let's get into our second topic.
Yes, sure.
Awesome.